I'll just take this. Could come in handy. I'll just borrow it. This could be useful. It looks like a turnpike stub.
Good morning, Chief.
Hey, boys. How are my two deputies doing?
Pretty good. We figured out quite a bit, but we could use some help filling in the blanks.
That's what I'm here for.
What do you know about Ingram Asylum?
Well, I know it closed down nearly 50 years ago after a fire raged through one of the wings. Killed quite a few people, if I remember right.
What was the cause of the fire?
I may look it, but truth is, I wasn't around when that went down. I don't remember what the cause was, but I know that a criminal investigation was never opened.
Do you know who died?
I haven't read about it in a long time. Some staff, maybe a couple of patients. Terrible tragedy.
We found the thief.
You did? Who is he? Where is he?
He was hit by a car and died last night at St. Ambrose Hospital in Manhattan.
Oh, that's awful. Now, being a thief doesn't warrant that. Terrible.
Chief Colleague, we have more evidence for you on Samuel Spencer.
What do you got for me?
Mary Spencer told us that he started the fire at Ingram Asylum all those years ago.
Why would she tell you a thing like that? Odd. Well, look, I'm no fan of Samuel Spencer myself, but we'd need hard evidence to even open a case on him. Biased testimony just isn't gonna cut it in court.
We have a letter written by Samuel's father, Orrin Spencer, confessing that he covered up the arson to protect his son.
Really? Let me see that. Oh, very interesting. Now, this merits some paperwork. This may take some time. If you find anything else, please let me know.
But his luck has just run out?
They were apparently lost in the fire. The safe didn't have any bonds in it at all.
Let me take a look at that. Good work, boys. Well, let me write this up. Very incriminating stuff. Now, this may take me a while. Let me know if you find anything else.
We have a piece of fabric we got from the bumper of Samuel's car. A blood stain on it matches Richard Llewellyn's blood type, which is incredibly rare.
You think old Sammy hit and killed Richard?
Yes, we do.
Serious charges. Now, let me write it up. Let me know if you find any more evidence, okay, boys?
We have a turnpike stub that proves Samuel was in New York City last night, where Richard was struck and killed.
Well, New York City is a big place, you know. That's hardly conclusive. You know, I was about to tell you boys to try and find more on this guy, but this is making me furious. All this evidence together is more than enough to put him away for a long, long time. Oh, good work, boys. Old man Spencer's been lucky for far too long.
But his luck has just run out?
I thought about saying that for a moment, but the urge passed. Just as well. It sounded pretty darn silly. Let's go.
He's in his car. I don't think he's gonna stick around for questioning.
Quick, back in the car.
Man, that is one powerful automobile.
We're following kind of close, aren't we?
Do you boys have your seatbelts on?
Wait just a minute. Didn't we cut the timing belt out of Mr. Spencer's car? How come it's still running?
What the? You piece of junk! You don't have to cooperate, Mr. Spencer. We don't need a confession. We already have all the evidence we need. Oh, I'd love to hear this. Let me guess. Click and Clack back here helped you. Well, I'd say they did more than helped. They cracked the case wide open. In fact, perhaps they'd rather explain just how much hot water you are actually in.
Sure, Chief. When Richard broke into your safe, you weren't worried about losing the bearer bonds, because those burnt up in the fire years ago. What you were worried about was your father's confession, which has been in that safe for who knows how long.
You were afraid Richard was going to blackmail you, which he very well might have been planning to do. In fact, I'm guessing he called you and told you that very thing.
So you found out where he lived,
Drove up in your precious Crown Vic,
and killed him.
killing two birds with one stone, if you'll forgive the expression. With Richard dead, you could blame him for your missing bearer bonds, collect insurance on them, and you wouldn't have to worry about anyone spilling the beans about your arsenic ban.
But although you might have known Richard was your childhood nemesis, Dougal Seep's son,
What you didn't realize was that your sister-in-law, Mary, was Richard's mother.
Mary? Mary?
That's right. She married your brother intending to get back at you for starting the fire that killed her parents. You might remember her as Mary Llewellyn.
Scary Mary? My sister-in-law is Scary Mary?
Yep, one of the many patients at Ingram Asylum that you tormented as a boy.
so not only did you commit murder,
You committed both arson and fraud. And you're a bully, for good measure. The true irony of all this is that your motive for going on this little crime spree doesn't even actually exist.
What do you mean?
The fire. You did all of this because you were afraid the Ingram fire would be traced back to you. But even if it were, you were underage at the time. You couldn't be charged.
you spent so long covering up that fire that you would have done anything to keep it that way. You must have felt really guilty.
Of course I felt guilty. I was a stupid kid. Unfortunately, that doesn't exonerate you from your actions of the past few days. We have physical evidence that your car struck Richard Llewellyn. We have physical evidence that you were in the New York area last night. We have your father's confession, and we have your correspondence with your lawyers discussing your intent to fraudulently file an insurance claim. Care to add anything? I want to talk to my lawyer. Smartest thing you've said all day.
Well, the boys were kind enough to come and see how we were doing. My Thomas is very understanding.
You've been through so much, Mary. I'm just sorry it had to happen at all.
Richard was a very troubled boy, but he never hurt a soul. He really was the apple of his father's eye.
It's a shame.
Where is Dougal? Mr. Seep, anyway.
He's coming to town tomorrow. He's made arrangements.
Just need to pick up the pieces and move on, I guess.
I'm really sorry. I wish we could have helped more.
I don't know if that would have been possible. Without you boys, we'd still be in the dark about my brother. I still can't believe it.
What are you going to do now?
Well, we'll sell the house, of course. I just don't think the memories attached to this place are conducive to a happy life, for either of us.
As long as we're together, I don't care where we go.
Well, yes.
How far? I mean, where to? I mean, you're moving somewhere close by, right?
Well, I can't imagine leaving Bayport. Can you, honey?
Not at all. And I'm sure Lily would be very, very upset if we left.
Mom!
Well, it's true. You told me that yourself.
I did not.
Oh, dear. Don't be embarrassed.
Mom!